Good evening, family. Welcome to today's episode of Wednesdays with Pastor K. What a joy it is to be your host today. I believe we're going to have an awesome time. Please indicate to me if you can hear me and also let me know if you can see me and we will take it from there. Awesome, awesome. Thank you for tuning in. I just want to check here on my other device if I have been able to open up for you here. I know this thing has a tendency of locking itself up so that people are unable to tune in. Yeah. So sorry about that. You should all be able to tune in now. But welcome to today's episode. Thank you for tuning in. For those who have already tuned in, I am excited to be your host today, and I believe we're gonna have an awesome time. I just want to quickly leave this. I'm excited to be your host today. Fantastic, fantastic. Yeah, if I can see this, then I am sorted. Then I am sorted. Praise the living God. Thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome to today's episode of Wednesdays with Pastor K. It's always a joy to be your host, and I just want to check who's tuned in. Before I do that, I want to welcome you and to say happy Wednesday night. And also, please do the following for me. Like the feed, share the feed, comment, and also let's get our world into this room. Let me know. Okay, Khomoto says, awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. Then if Khomoto says she can see me, then I'm sorted. I'm sorted. Thank you for tuning in. Mam Noktula, thank you for tuning in. And we have also Khomoto KG watching on Facebook. Welcome, Khomoto. We have Tandega Matsimela watching on Facebook. Welcome, Tandega. Good to see you. And we have also my wife watching on Facebook. Awesome. Wifey says all is clear, sound is good, and picture quality is tops. Awesome. God bless you. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I'm looking forward to spending some time with you. And we have Pumzile who's just tuned in. Pumzile is watching from Facebook. And we have my dear brother, Prophetic Kingsley Rabia, watching all the way from Malawi. Welcome, brother. Good to see you, man. It's always exciting to have you tune in. And, I just want to quickly recap on what we talked about last week. Last week, we took some time to deliberate on the topic titled, Prayer Makes You Stand Out. What a topic that was. It was a powerful one. And I believe that you were all blessed by it. We said that prayer makes you stand out. And we got to deliberate succinctly on what Jesus taught his disciples from Luke 18:1. And he said, men ought to always pray and not to lose heart. And we got to understand when we read about all the prayerful men and women in the Bible, how they impacted the world, how they impacted the church back then and their surroundings because of being men and women of prayer. And last week was all about encouraging each and every one of us to be a man or woman of prayer. A people of prayer are very powerful people. They are people who are able to impact their communities for Christ, and they are able to change and to decide the atmosphere or the territorial atmosphere of where they stay. And we were we went at length actually concerning that topic last week, and I believe men were blessed by it. And we said that we cannot afford not to pray. We cannot afford not to pray. Why? Because Satan is real, witchcraft is real, the demons are real. So we cannot afford not to pray. If you are a person who's not prayerful, that means certain people will decide how your life goes or the direction that your life takes if you are not a prayerful somebody. So it is important that we become people that are prayerful. And also, we said that prayer is the only door through which God's power can enter our world. It is the only door through which God's power can enter our world. And also, our prayers puts God's supernatural on our natural. It causes whatever we touch to prosper. That's what prayer will do. It causes whatever we touch to prosper. Welcome, Albino. Good to see you, man. Albino is watching on Facebook, and we have also Tembi watching on YouTube. Welcome, Tembi. Good to see you. We have Tsepang watching on YouTube. Welcome, Tsepang. Good to see you. And we have Usis Tobega Madoda watching on Facebook, watching all the way from Richards Bay. Welcome. Good to see you, Sisi. Thank you so much for tuning in, and send our regards to the family. And we spoke about great men like Daniel, the Daniels of old, that these were the men who prayed and changed the atmosphere. These were the men who prayed in such a way that not even the lions could eat them up, because they were prayerful, they were prayed up. And we spoke about great men of old like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, that not even the fire could consume them because they were full of prayer, they were prayed up. And we said that prayer makes you stand out. We spoke about guys like Jehoshaphat, men who prayed that God said to them, the battle is not yours, the battle is of the Lord, and you don't have to fight this battle. Just go out there, raise up your hands, and I will do the fighting. And you know what? These were the powerful men. These were powerful men who impacted societies for the kingdom of God. And we spoke about great men like the Elisha and Gehazi. We know the story that Elisha and Gehazi were closed in they were besieged by an army of their opposition, and they came to destroy them. But because of prayer, Elisha was able to keep his servant at ease, to say, you know what, don't be scared. Let me open up your spiritual eyes, because you are dependent on your natural eyes. That's why you're feeling the way you're feeling. But if you are a spiritual person, you will know that there's always an army for those who are spiritual. And he said, let me open up your spiritual eyes. He opened up his eyes, and guess what? When he opened up his spiritual eyes, he got to see that the army for them, which is the angelic army of God, was more than what they saw with their naked eye. And we spoke about how Moses was full of prayer. Moses was a prayed up somebody, was always prayed up. He always ascended the mountain to go and speak to the Lord. And when he came back from the mountain, he would come back with so much glory that he had to put on a veil on his face, because the children of Israel could not look him in the eye. They could not look him in the face, because his face was beaming with glory and was too much light. So he had to always put on a veil so that they may be able to look at him. And that's what prayer will do. That's what prayer will do to your life. And we spoke about Jesus, how Jesus was always prayed up, that he was not even fazed or intimidated by the reporting of somebody's death. I mean, they told him that Lazarus was dead. He said, you know what, don't worry about that. I'll come sort that out. I'm busy with ministry and all that. He went 4 days later, and he was able to call Lazarus back from the dead to life. And that's what prayer can do. Prayer brings helps you to tap into the impossible. If you are a prayerful somebody, you are able to tap into the impossible. You are able to take and to buy from the impossible because you are prayerful. We spoke about Elijah, how he brought the fire down from heaven through prayer. That's what prayer can do. Prayer is such a powerful thing. It is a powerful tool that God has given to men. And we are grateful for this tool and gift of prayer that God has given to you and I. Guess what? It is available to you. It is available to me. And we are thankful to God for the gift of prayer. And welcome also to Katleho Musaka. Katleho is watching from Facebook. We have also Patuchezo Rally Paswa watching on Facebook. Today I've got a very interesting topic that I want us to discuss and to talk about. The topic titled, Develop a Strong Character. Develop a strong character. You know, this is a very powerful let me say rather a very important subject that needs to be discussed at all times, because you know, you and I can really work hard and make it in life, but what will keep us at the top is our character. Therefore, character is the most important thing in the life of a human being, especially somebody who's making strides in life, you know, especially somebody who's climbing the ladder, especially somebody who's making it up there on the top of the mountain. The only thing that can keep us there is character. And it kept me pondering, I think I've been spending this entire week since Monday, reflecting and looking at this aspect of character, that this is a very important thing, especially when you are a leader, somebody who's leading in your own sphere. We are all leaders in our own right. Some of us are leaders in our homes, and some of us are leaders in groups at school. Some of us are leaders at your workplace, and some of us are leaders of organizations. And it really dawned on me. I've been thinking about that right from Monday, and even today I've been pondering about this, that if there's one thing that we've got to pray for, is for God to help us to guard our characters and to shape our characters and to develop our character, because character goes a long way. Character is a very big thing. It is a very big thing, and we have to be very careful when it comes to the aspect of character. And today I want us to speak at length concerning this subject, because I believe that many of us at some point in life will be challenged to be a people of character, and to either be lifted by this aspect, or be pulled down by lack of character. Because we know of great people who got to rise, but they did not last at the top. And we know that some, they did fall, they fell hard, and they were never able to rise again. And it's that issue of character. We've got to be very careful when it comes to our conduct and our character, because it plays a major role in our lives. It plays a major role in our lives. Someone once said that people of genius are admired. Listen to this one. People of genius are admired. People of wealth are envied. People of power are feared, but only people of character are trusted. Do you get that? Only people of character are trusted. We cannot be trusted if we are not a people of character. Without character, you cannot be trusted. And if you cannot be trusted, you cannot lead. If you cannot be trusted, you cannot lead. Only a people of character can be trusted. Yes, a people of genius, they are admired. There are many people who admire people who are genius, people who are intelligent, intellectuals and all that. Those are the people that are admired. But, or let me rather say also, people of wealth, they are also envied. Many of us, we envy people that are wealthy. And people of power, they're people who hold powerful positions and all that. And they also hold the spheres of power, and they are feared. But only people of character will be trusted. And I want us to delve deeper into this aspect, because if you know of anyone who was very high up there, or someone who got to make it high up there, and today they are no longer up there, you would understand it is the issue of character. It is the issue of character. Probably they were not a people of character. And like I said, I've been pondering about this subject. I've been pondering about this aspect. It's part of my prayer as well, that God, help me, Lord, help me to be a person of character. Help me manage character. Help me to govern this thing, because if you cannot manage character, I'm telling you, it is your way to going down. It is your way down. If you cannot manage that aspect of your life, you will not last. You will not last at the top. John Wooden puts it this way. He says, ability may get you to the top, but it takes character to keep you there. Ability may take you to the top, but it takes character to keep you there. Now, for me, the character, that's everything. I mean, we tend to make the mistake that as we rise and as we climb the ladder, we tend to focus on the progress that we are making. We tend to focus on the mileage that we have put in, yet we do not keep check or keep the character in check. And that's what is very important. That is very important that we must remember. There's a book that I'm reading that was recommended by my spiritual father, Lead Like It Matters by Craig Groeschel. That book speaks about that special thing, the it. Is that it that can take you to the next level in life. But what I like about that book is that even though you can have that it, or you can discover the it, but you can also lose the it. Now, that it is something that will take you to the next level. It's something that will keep you rising. But one thing about that is that even though you can find that thing about you that lifts you up, that takes you up there, but you can also lose it. If you can find it, you can also lose it. And for me, it meant everything. It meant everything that we've got to do everything in our power to make sure that we got this aspect of character, because people will always respond to you based on your character. They will always, you must remember that there are things that we say, but there is who we are. Now, the things you say are not necessarily who you are. Your character is what you do. It is what you do. And there are certain things that we may do that we may not be really chuffed about. And those are the things that we need to work on. I mean, every time I get to address people publicly, I get to speak publicly and to give a word of advice to people at large. Every time I get to be on my own, I will always reflect on that moment, and I will pick up certain flaws out there, and that's when I will speak to God, that God help me in this area. I think I might be losing it here. God help me here. God help me this to get rid of this. Because people that were up there, but they did not last up there. It's not that there were no signs. Signs were there. Signs were there that, you know what, if you continue this way, then you're going to lose following. You're going to lose the influence. You're going to lose everything, because character goes a long way. It goes a long way. It is your character that decides that people keep following you or they leave you. It is your character. So that is why I say today we really need to look at this aspect, because many of us, we focus on making it in life. We focus on success. We focus on making it to the top, but we hardly think about staying at the top. Because even though you may rise to the top, but you have to stay there. You have to stay there, because we know of many people who got to rise to the top, but they did not remain there. And the issue there could be the aspect of character. The word character comes from the Greek, meaning to make a mark. It is to make a mark. If you have a character, you are a person who is making a mark. So it comes from the Greek word, and it means to make a mark. Your character is your mark on the world. It is your mark on the world. So whatever you do in this life and what people know you for, it is your mark here on earth. And make sure that when you make that mark, it is a mark that will keep you standing for a very long time. Listen to this. Frank Outlaw once said, "Watch your thoughts. They become your words. Watch your words. They become your actions. Watch your actions. They become your habits. Watch your habits. They become your character. Watch your character. It becomes your destiny." Now that's powerful. That's powerful. So that means we need to be intentional about everything. I think about 2 weeks I spoke about building a strong willpower, and I said that it has to do also with your thoughts. That you've got to guard your thoughts, because everything starts as a seed in your mind. And this man, Frank Outlaw, says, "Watch your thoughts; they become your words." And he says, "Watch your words; they become your actions. He says, watch your actions, they become your habits. And watch your habits, they become your character. Watch your character, it becomes your destiny. Now, that means you must be intentional about everything you do here in life. You better be intentional because this life that we are living, by that means every single day you are writing a page in your book. Character can be defined as the sum of one's characteristics. Character is integrity to walk the talk. It is integrity to walk the talk. Now, as a leader, let's say probably maybe you are a leader of a political party and you're promising people a best life and great community service delivery. You're promising people a great education. You're promising people jobs. You're promising people a better economy and all that. And at the later stage, you don't walk the talk. Instead, you are found corrupt and you have messed up the economy because of your corruption. And we have issues with probably maybe, let's say, for example, state capture and all those things. Now, that thing means even though you had good intentions and you promised us good intentions, but your character lets you down. Your character is what you do. Your character lets you down. And that's what we need to guard against. Leadership is a character in action. Leadership is a character in action. If you are a person that lacks character, you will not last in the position of leadership. Leadership is actually character in action. It is important to be humble, but not weak. It is important to be humble, but not weak. I suppose that many, we struggle in that area of humility at times. And, you take any man, let me say power. Power is a test. And financial muscle is also a test. And the moment people start rising financially and they have so much power financially, then that's where now you get tested in the area of humility, because it is important to be humble, but it is also important not to be weak. So don't allow yourself to be weak at the expense of wanting to be humble, because even though you might be humble, but be a person of authority and be a person who's assertive, a person who's decisive, a person who will be able to take strong decisions and life-changing decisions. And I suppose that's where many get to fail, and many get to lose this thing. So there is success, and there is also, let me put it this way, there is success with small letters, but there is also success with capital letters. Success. Now, the success to strive for is godly success. Now, the success with capital letters is a success that is godly. That is godly. No matter how relevant or popular one is, if God is not at the center of your success, then your success will not last. That is why I say there's success with small letters, but there is success with caps. A success with caps is a success that has come as a result of your walk with God. Now, that's what we call lasting success. And even though you can pursue that lasting success, you need to guard your character and develop character in a very intentional way. We've got to be careful when it comes to the area of character. We've got to be purposeful and intentional when it comes to that area, that we are going to make sure that we are very awake when it comes to this area. Because if you are very weak in the area of character, I'm telling you, you will never build anything meaningful and have it last. You've got to build in such a way that no one can bring you down. And I always teach that people can rise, or let me rather put it this way. I always say that if it is God that is lifting you up, no one can bring you down. Only you can bring yourself down, and it can be in the area of character. That is why we have to be very careful when it comes to this area of our lives. We know of many people who had access to millions of rands. Some had access to billions of rands. Some had access to greater positions in life. Some had access to greater lifestyles, but they could not maintain that lifestyle. They could not maintain that lifestyle. Why? Because what the area they lacked in was the area of character. Was the area of character. People that stay, the people that become rich and die rich, people that become powerful and die powerful. These are people with a very strong character. They have a very strong character. You need people like the Nelson Mandelas of our time. You know, we have to learn from his character. He was a very strong-willed person, and he had a very strong character, and he would not allow any man to intimidate him. Even though he was a leader, he also was not weak. I'm getting back to that area where I said that it is important to be humble but not weak. Don't be weak as a leader, because it will be hard for you to lead. And also, many have materialistic possessions but not the wisdom to handle them. Many have the materialistic possessions but not the wisdom to handle them, and that's where we need to put more energy and more effort, the wisdom to handle what God has given you, because we don't want to get to that place, you and I, where they will say, we used to, I used to be, but I'm no longer. That thing is the issue that has to do with character. Yeah, absolutely. That's good. That's good. Patricezo says he desires a long-lasting success. Yeah, we've got to work hard. We've got to work hard. And to some of us, that's why God makes us wait. God will make you wait for certain things, because in the meantime, God is building your character. And that is why God takes all of us through a process to build a very strong character in us. Katleho Musaka says, this is a very interesting topic. I'm actually being convicted. The behaviors that we cultivate over the course of time can cause us to fall. I'm thinking of how many times I said to someone I'd return a call and never actually remember to return it. This habit makes me someone who lacks integrity, because I don't do what I say. And it's the little things that contribute to our ultimate downfall. Absolutely. Welcome, Tiamo. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. So, a lack of character can undo many years of hard work. It can undo many years of hard work. That's what lack of character will do. It will undo many years of hard work. Imagine having worked so hard. You have worked so hard. You've dedicated your life to this craft that you are working on, and you've been pushing. You've been steadfast when it came to your studies and all those things. And finally, when you make it out there to the corporate space, and you get higher positions, you are respected all over. And once you are up there at the top, there's something that you did not work on: character. And you are able to make it to the top, but your character cannot keep you there. Your character pulls you down, because your character opposes the level that you've just accessed. Your character opposes the level you've just ascended to. And that is why, as we rise, we have to work on this. Like I said to you, I've been dealing with myself in this area this week. Since Monday, I've been working on this to say, God, this is the area that where you have to help. Help us when it comes to this area, that we build a very strong character, that when we rise, we remain up there. It's not like in the world where we got to get things and to achieve things, and then at the later stage, we lost those things. We don't want to do the very same thing, because we are walking with God. And let's talk about the steps to developing a strong character. The steps to developing a strong character. Let's hear what Bafana Nkosi says here. Bafana says, this is what decides whether one succeeds or not. The character is not built quickly, but it takes time. Myself, I have to learn the behavior that created a character that opposed success. I am still a work in progress. Thank you for this topic. God bless you. God bless you. So obviously, we need to know how to build this aspect called character. Number one, you must be able to acknowledge your shortcomings. You must be able to acknowledge your shortcomings. If you can acknowledge your shortcomings, I'm telling you, you can build anything. Once you are aware of your shortcomings, you can begin the process of changing your shortcomings. Now, obviously, many of us, we do have our own shortcomings. You have your own, I have my own. Maybe our shortcomings maybe it might be anger, it might be temper, maybe your shortcoming might be arrogance, maybe your shortcoming might be not respecting other people. We all have those shortcomings, and we really have to, if you want to develop a strong character, you have to acknowledge your shortcomings. You have to acknowledge them. And like I said, when I sit with God in prayer, those are the things I will acknowledge. I will acknowledge that, God, I think I'm struggling in this area. God, please help me. Please help me. I need your help. I need your help. I cannot do it on my own. Help me, Lord. Help me, Lord, because I don't want to end up without a good character, because without a powerful character or a strong character, you cannot remain up there for a very long time. You cannot. You cannot. Your character will not do justice to you. Your character itself will bring you down. So number one, you must be able to acknowledge your shortcomings. That's number one of building or developing a strong character. Number two, become a person of integrity. Become a person of integrity. I think that one takes us back to what Katlego said there, that she feels that she lacks integrity in that area of returning people's calls when she misses people's calls. But become a person of integrity. Now, integrity, a life of integrity is an undivided life. It is an undivided life. Many people live a divided life. You are one thing in the morning, you are another thing during the day. You are one thing during the day, you are another thing at night. You have a divided life. Yeah. You have a divided, I think I'm putting this right. You have a divided life. Yeah. And a life of integrity is a life of an undivided life. But if you are not a person of integrity, that means you are divided. It means that you don't practice what you preach. You don't walk the talk. And it means that you break your own rules. You break even the rules that you have set. You are not a person of integrity. Integrity is living, living a life of integrity builds trust in your followers. It builds trust in your followers. And that is why you've got to live a life of integrity. It will build trust in your followers. If you are not a person of integrity, I'm telling you, you will lose followers. People that follow you will just leave you one by one, because people are kept with you by this element of trust. If people cannot trust you, they cannot stay with you. And it is integrity that can cause people to stay with you. Integrity is like a building wall without cracks. It's like a building wall without cracks. If you see a wall that is cracked, you cannot trust that wall. You cannot trust that wall, because any time that wall can fall. It can fall. So if you are a human being who's got cracks, which is lack of integrity, it means that any day you can fall, because you are not stable. You've got cracks. You've got cracks. So a life of integrity, it's a life without cracks. You are the same today, you are the same tomorrow, you are the same in the evening, you are the same at night. You are a person of integrity. And that's what we need. That's what we need. We need to be a people of integrity, that we don't operate like chameleons, that we change colors every day, but we need to be a person that people can rely on. Become a person of integrity. Welcome, my dear brother. Pastor Fanny is just tuned in. Welcome, man of God. So good to see you, man. Thank you for tuning in. And number 3, be honest in all your dealings. Be honest in all your dealings. If you are going to develop a strong character, be honest in all your dealings. That's where many of us fail. Many people fail when it comes to the area of honesty. Because even though you are entrusted with so much, but you find that you are not really honest in certain areas of your life. And that thing will temper with your character. Honesty is transparency before our followers. It is transparency before our followers. If you are an honest person, you are transparent before the people that follow you. Like I said, your followers might be the people that you stay with, might be your family. Your followers might be the people that you are leading at work. Your followers might be the people that you are leading in an organization. And you need to be transparent to them and model a life of honesty to them. And I'm telling you, if you are that kind of a person, then people can be sure of your character. Lack of honesty will result in you destroying the trust of those who follow you. That's what lack of honesty will do. Will result in you destroying the trust of those who follow you. Imagine the people that trust you, and then now there's a big scandal on TV involving yourself, and it's things they never thought you could do, and all of a sudden you are on national TV and you are exposed. This will affect your following. These people will stop following you. That's why I say lack of honesty will destroy the trust those who follow you have. And it will destroy the trust you had with them. There are people who will trust you no matter what. But if you lack honesty, if you're not an honest person, then sooner or later, these people will leave you. You will destroy the trust they had for you. Yeah. Tembi says, as a Christian, I find it challenging when it comes to being humble. I sometimes feel like I'm too humble or less, but my daily prayer is for me to decrease and for God to increase. Yeah. You know, we get challenged in that area. And like I said, it's easy. I figured it's easy for many people who have never got to rise. You know, it's easy for people who have never achieved much in life to stay humble. It's very easy. But the real test of humility is when you start rising to the top. That's where now we get the test of humility. We get the test of humility, because some people are not humble. They are humbled. They are humbled, you know, and we get tested. Our real humility is tested when we reach the pinnacle of our lives. Once you reach the top, that's where your humility will be tested. But it's really difficult to measure the humility of somebody who's down there, you know, or somebody who has hit rock bottom. There isn't much to do anyway there. But the test of humility is when you are rising to the top. That's the test of humility. And that's what we need to pray for. That's what we need to keep praying for. That God, as you lift us up, please help us to remain pure. Help us to remain down to earth. Help us to remain humble. Help us, Lord. Help us. That's what we need. We need that. We need that. We need to keep praying for that, because I'm telling you, Satan can take advantage of that, and before you know it, you'll become something that people never thought you were. Gato says, Pastor K, I have a question. Don't we have to alter our character given the different roles we play? For instance, how you relate to your students is not how you relate to your family. There are different boundaries for specific relationships. If I'm strict to my students, do I still maintain the same behavior amongst my colleagues? And if not, does it mean I lack integrity? I'm trying to grasp what integrity really means. No, no, not at all, not at all. I mean, like I said, be humble, but don't be weak. Don't be weak. If you have to lead, you have to lead. You have to lead. A leader must have a strong character. A leader must be able to reprimand. A leader must be able to correct. A leader must be able to call people to order. You have to, otherwise you won't be able to succeed in the area of leadership. And correction does not mean you are a mean person. No, you have to. Even God corrects as well. I mean, if spirit-filled men, spirit-filled women, they correct. That's the nature. That's the nature. Otherwise, you will not be able to lead. You will not be able to lead. Obviously, there are ways that you will deal with people, or relate to certain people. Like, for instance, what I've learned in my years of growth and all that, I've learned that you cannot correct upwards. You do not correct upwards. We do not do that. We shouldn't do that. Trust that God will have always have people that are higher than your authority, and He'll have them correct. That is why everybody has to be accountable to everybody. I think it's one of the points I have here. Everyone must be accountable to someone, but you cannot correct upwards. You cannot. Once you correct upwards, now it becomes disrespect, and that is why I say correction must go downwards, and anything under your leadership, you must make sure that you are responsible for it, you have authority over it, and you challenge it if you have to challenge it. Yeah, so there's nothing wrong with that. Like you said, levels, you have to know. But like I said, we don't correct upwards. Once you take that route, then you are missing it. You're missing it. And but Jesus says integrity can add cost in today's generation. I have lost a few deals because I refused to compromise my integrity. This other medical doctor once told me straight in my face that you are not the only one who knows God. Sure. Wow. He said, because you think you are Tuna Jesus, I will give someone this deal. Sure. Wow. And God will always pay you back for that. God will always pay you back for that. I mean, but you must maintain your integrity at the end of the day. You need to, you must ask yourself at the end of the day, do I want to get deals at the expense of my own soul and my own integrity? Is it worth it? No. What profits a man to gain the whole world and lose their own soul? Yeah. Number 4, you have to be loyal if you want to develop a strong character. You have to be loyal. Be a loyal person. People of good character are loyal people. Now, if you are a person of character, people of good character, they are not here today, then tomorrow they are there, then the other time they are there. They are loyal people. When they connect, they remain connected. And anyone can be friends with others when times are good, but a person of good character stays with their friends even in the downtime. These are loyal people. That's one of the ways that we can see your character, that you are a person of strong character, that you remain loyal to your people. You remain loyal to the people who were with you when things were not looking good in your life, and you are loyal to the people that helped you rise to the top. Loyalty is very important. It's a very important aspect of character. So number 4 is loyalty. And number 5, be accountable. That's the one we were talking about, Katlego. Be accountable. Yeah, Fanny says, Pastor Fanny says, integrity is telling myself the truth, and honesty is telling the truth to other people. Yeah, I like that. I like that, man of God. So be accountable. The person of good character knows this and invites others to speak into their lives. Invites others to speak into their lives. You've got to have people that are speaking into your life. A person that cannot be held accountable by anybody, that person is a danger to themselves. That's why I was saying this past Sunday to my sons and daughters in the faith, our youth, I said that never trust a man who has no authority. Never trust a man who has no authority. Never trust a man who's not accountable to anybody. Never. Never. It does not matter how powerful you are, but there must always be the figure that you're accountable to. That's other than God. Obviously, you have to be accountable to God, but also you must be accountable to somebody you can see. It's very important. It's very important. That's a sign that you are a person of character. Even though you might be a person of great stature, a person of power, but you must have somebody whom you are accountable to, a person that can call you to order, a person whom, if you're messing up, we can call that person now. And that person will come and call you to order. That's what you need. You must be accountable. You must be accountable. If you want to be a person of great character, you must be accountable. And the person of good character knows this and invites others to speak into their lives. Followers do mind leaders who don't take responsibility for their mistakes by being accountable. So obviously, your followers will be comfortable when they follow you if they know that you've got somebody you're accountable to. They will easily be accountable to you because they know that you are also accountable to somebody. But us wanting to lead people, yet we don't want to be led, then there's a problem there. There's a character issue. You can't be God unto yourself. You can't be. You must have somebody who has the power to call you to order. When we allow ourselves to be held accountable, our followers know that we are serious about keeping our own house in order. They know that we are serious about keeping our own house in order. Let's quickly recap as we close. The steps to developing a strong character. Number one, be able to acknowledge your shortcomings. Number two, become a person of integrity. Number three, be honest in all your dealings. Number four, be loyal. Number five, be accountable. Take those keys, run with them, and become a person of character. Become a great man, a great woman of character. Allow me to tell you, you can work your way up to the top, but you need character. You need a strong character to keep you at the top. If you don't have a strong character, you will rise, but you will not remain at the top. So build a strong character. As you rise, learn more about building this aspect. Like I said, this teaching is not only for you, it's also for me. I am learning and I'm dedicating myself to this aspect of life, that I have to build my character and I have to guard my character with everything I have, that as God lifts me up, I will remain at the top, and I will remain because of these keys, that I will acknowledge my shortcomings and work on them, and I will become a person of integrity. I will be honest in all my dealings, and I will remain loyal, and I will be accountable to somebody higher than me. Thank you so much. God bless you guys. Thank you, Muzi Keswa. Thank you, man. Awesome. I think, Muzi, share this feed, share it so that you go through all those keys. We've got those keys up there. If you don't mind, you'll find them there. God bless you, sir. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much all for tuning in. Before I let you go, I want you to quickly invest in my book. If you have not yet purchased my book, The Call of God, this book will bless you. It is a powerful book, and I believe it will change your life. It will help you understand your reason for being here on earth. It is a powerful tool, and I believe that every man and woman must have this tool. It will help you, it will take you places. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I'm looking forward to spending some time with you again next week, same place, same time. And do me a favor, if you have not yet shared the feed, kindly share it so that people that follow you can also tune in and feed from what we have discussed today. God bless you. See you next week.